So welcome to the next 10 meeting for the Node.js project on March 25th, 2021. We'll follow the agenda that we had tagged for in the issue. The issue is number, what issue number is this? It's number 54. Okay, so. Before I get started, here's the minutes that people can PR themselves into. So if people could do that, that would be great. Okay, the first thing, are there any announcements that people would like to share?
Should probably share the survey and that went out. And
Absolutely.
yeah, socialize it where you can if it makes sense. Do you know what the timeline is? How do you know how much longer that's going to be open?
We haven't set a specific date. I was thinking a few more weeks probably.
Okay. Yeah.
It sounds like, we're getting fairly good participation. I think it's up to something like 1,400 or 1,500 people.
Oh wow, I'm actually surprised about that.
Yeah, so it seems like we've through the promotion that we've done, and I think it's we're still there's still some things that we're doing to sort of get it onto people's radar, and so
I'll put another tweet out now, and I'll also do LinkedIn and Facebook real quick.
Sounds good. Because yeah, it seems like we've gotten a pretty good interest, and I'm even in like in the issue tracker, we've had like a few comments on the text and like how we could have made it better in terms of like instead of saying are these important, like giving an importance rating that we can kind of factor in. There was also a question about translation.
Yeah.
And so that one's an interesting one. Like it's like, yeah, that's a good one we didn't think about or talk about. And would give us a broader reach, right? And I guess it does take time and resource to get it translated though, so kind of figuring out, but that's certainly worth thinking about the next time we do it. So I'm just putting into the minutes the survey. So yeah, so I think maybe by our next meeting we should have some good data to see if some of the foundation areas that we've been laying out have resonated with people, and see what other kind of comments we get. Any other, Tierney, anything else you want to, in terms of that announcements?
Not that I can think of. Okay. I might be forgetting something, but I don't think so.
Okay. So the first issue was the survey. So that was launched a few weeks back. Good. Just taking minutes for a bit of a good turnout. A few weeks back, good turnout already. Good number of responses, but still more. Yeah, like once we figure that we're close to closing it out, we might send up another tweet kind of saying, hey, your last chance kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any issue putting out multiple tweets for this and multiple like posts on like I've LinkedIn and Facebook get a lot less traction, so I do them a lot less. But that also might be because we do it a lot less.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I'm also happy to do it there too.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, so I think that one, unless anybody has any questions, we can move on. I think we're making good progress. We'll see what comes out of that. So the next two things on the agenda were next 10 years for collaborators, which I think Mary was kind of championing. So I think it makes sense to defer until she's in a meeting so that we make sure that she's part of that. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
That leaves the other one, which is the key technical areas. So brainstorm to generate the list. So let me just open that up. And so I think we could spend a bit of time to kind of move that forward a little bit more and look at what we've done already. I think we did. So this is interesting. We did open a community board, I think, cloned with our original discussion. So let's take a look at what we've seen there. I think would be interesting. If I can open that up. Okay. And let me open that up in a new window. That sounds good to everybody. We could start by kind of looking at that and seeing how it matches to what we've already had in the list.
Seems good.
Okay, so let me just open one more here. Tab. Okay, so where is the share screen? Need to get back to the right window. There we go. Okay. So I think I'm sharing the right one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, so this is what we put together in our brainstorm. I'm just looking to see if there's anything that looks different.
I think it's really the same. The only change
Yeah.
is the name on top, but I think that's all.
Okay, so we haven't gotten any real new input from that perspective. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's probably what we should think about is like, how do we get more input, broader input on that side of things? I don't know, we put it into, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just checking. How did we share this link?
That's a good, let's make sure we did.
Yeah, because I'm seeing the issue that we want to create this easy retro, but I don't see a link on this one. So maybe I'm blind, but
well, that could be a very here we go. No, I think so. We opened a discussion item. So I'll stop sharing since this is what we have. This is where we shared it in a discussion item, but it didn't seem to generate any responses. So obviously that wasn't a very useful way of getting any feedback, right?
Yeah. Should we try? Maybe, I don't know if it's a good idea, but maybe can we update the survey or the blog post to add this link?
Yeah, at this point,
the majority of the traffic to those is already going to be done.
Yeah.
We could also, I think, didn't we want to just put this in the repo? Didn't we want to
Yeah,
put this
we were.
in an issue?
Yeah, we
didn't
wanted
want
to
the
get
broader-
feedback from collaborators first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Maybe I think we opened. Is it this link or another one? I think we had a discussion where we tagged every collaborator.
Right, and so maybe is there in these discussions, can we do like an @Node.js collaborators?
Yeah, or members, I think is the word.
Or members?
Yeah.
I mean, there's that. We could try doing things like opening another, like an actual issue.
I think this is probably a good one for discussions.
Okay.
In core.
Right. So we think the next step is to try that @Node.js collaborators or members.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a good one.
Maybe I'll say sorry for the ping, trying to raise sorry for the ping, but trying to get more input on this front. You don't want to fill in the fun retro. So as you think it's okay if I say if you don't want to fill in the fun retro, you can add your priorities, you know, as comments here as well.
I think it's good. That makes it a lot more complicated of like, how do we
Yeah.
do this? I think funneling people there is probably the better.
Okay.
better
I was
path.
just wondering if like people were like, oh, I don't want to go to a fun retro, and that's why.
Yeah, that's fair. And we could take that for the future of like, well,
Okay.
this is what we've been using. If there's something else, we'd happy to use
Sure.
it in the future.
Okay, yeah, if we're not ready to make that step yet, then no problem. So I'm trying to get more input on this front. You don't necessarily need to read all references. References to jump in. I don't know if that was the other thing that maybe that slowed people down, too much to read.
I don't know that I'd be surprised.
Okay. Maybe it's just people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Let me take I wonder, like, because some of the other discussions have definitely, people have dived in, but maybe it was I'm just going to go and look at one of those and see if there was like a comment or something. Well, there was that CC and Node.js. In discussions, is it different? I guess I just see the CC has a /CC, but I don't think that's necessarily necessary, is it?
Sorry, what was that?
Well, I just see like the first line of one of these other ones starts with a /CC, and then it has Node.js releasers, not Node.js TSC.
Oh, interesting. I'm not sure.
Okay. Maybe I'll put in at Node.js TSC as well, just as a. Okay, well, I'll do that, and we'll see if that gets us any more feedback. Okay. So I guess the question, since there's no more input on that side, do we want to brainstorm some more ourselves, or do we think maybe it would make sense to, you know, just park this until we do get some more feedback, and, you know, maybe pick it up in the next meeting?
I'd say we should probably wait on that and see what comes through if we're creating a discussion.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me too. Like it would definitely help to see if we've got a reasonable list here and so forth. So. Okay, so that would take us to the end of the agenda for this week then. Let me just take a few notes. Looked, where did we create get? Don't added input. Okay, so that takes us to the end of the agenda. Is there anything else that people think we should talk about this week? Okay, if not, I'm just looking. There was one question here, where to make a suggestion. So let's see.
Yeah, I just responded. Maybe it's not
Okay.
the good one. I just because I don't know what's his topic, I think he can just explain it in an issue, or maybe use a discussion, but I don't know if we have something else. I know there is a Slack, Node.js Slack, and I think also an ERC on Freenode.
Yeah.
But I don't know if a lot of people are outside are using it.
I think your comment looks good to me. Like, I'm not sure why an issue wouldn't be the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay, we'll see where that goes. Okay, good. Anything else before we close out then?
Just about not the survey, the blog post. I think someone asked about translating it.
Right. Yeah, we'd said that's probably, like, I think at this point that's probably a good thing to think about for the next survey that we do.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of like we're running it, and by the time we would get it translated or figure out even how we would do that, we'll have closed the survey. But it is a very good point about, like, I assume, I think we translated the main node survey. I don't know, Tierney, do you remember what languages that was in?
I think we did. I could be wrong. I think I can't. I think we did Chinese. That's the only one I remember though, because of the other discussions. But yeah, I can't recall.
Okay. I guess, yeah. So, but yeah, I think we should think about that for the next time. I mean, maybe we had a pretty short survey, so I guess it depends what languages and whether I assume SurveyMonkey supports multiple languages.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I never tried, to be honest. So
yeah.
So it'd probably be a matter of like, how would we figure out people to do the translation?
Yeah.
That's maybe actually what we can do is there's OpenJS Foundation. I think in there's a. I thought we had in the OpenJS Foundation a repo for surveys. I don't see it now. Maybe there's. Where is that? Okay, sorry, I'm just looking because I think if we could open an issue just saying, hey, any thoughts in general about how we would do. Okay, move survey items. Propose a new repo, right? Move the repo. Ah, it's user feedback. Okay. I'm going to open a new issue here, which is all other issues. Translation. Okay, so I've opened an issue here and I'll paste that back into the repo here on the survey issue. I think I'll do that. Comment, and I think I can close out the draft blog post issue because the post is published. So
Yep, that makes sense.
closing as we have published. Okay, well, thanks for everybody for coming today, and we'll get back together next time, and we'll see if we have some more feedback.